Okay, I think
I'm going to have to write it down because it's not letting me copy it with my phone.
Okay, so this is the Team Metamorphosis team call for the day of February 19th. She's going to spit right now, of course. We want to welcome everybody who's able to get on and those who will be watching it later. We're so excited to talk to Kristen and Savannah about their journey to Emerald. I picked them because I feel like they both had, I don't want to say a rocky start, but their warm market didn't just open their arms and welcome them in as much as mine did. So I wanted them to share a little bit about what they did instead of giving up. They came at it from different angles and actually have started building amazing businesses in a short amount of time with a less warm market. So we're going to kind of skip the recognition tonight because I want to get straight into their stories and hear what they have to say. So Kristen, how about we start with you, and then we'll go on to Savannah when you're done, and then at the end of each of yours, if I have any questions, maybe I'll chime in on them. Okay. That's assuming I get in okay on this other line. So great. Okay. Kristen, it's all yours.
Well, I signed up with Beachbody with Cindy beginning in November. I had seen a few friends on Facebook posting about Beachbody, and I had thought about joining a few different times, was not interested in the shake, but I was really interested in the workout. But I had not gotten a follow-up on when I had talked to a coach prior. One day I joined a free group with Cindy and decided to go ahead and give it a go. I immediately really enjoyed the shake and saw the health benefits and stuff come out of it very quickly. I started having more energy, and as a mom of 4, that was a huge thing for me. I was sleeping better at night. The sugar cravings was going. I wasn't getting that mid-afternoon lag. And then my asthma really started to get better. I was coming off of medications. I wasn't doing my steroid treatments, and I'm now even off my rescue inhaler, which is huge for me, being able to do exercises and not go to my rescue inhaler. So I ended up with a huge passion for the product, which helped me kind of begin to build my why. And when I first started Beachbody, my why was more I wanted to be able to make money and stay at home with my kids. That's still part of my why, but now I really want to inspire and help other women. When I decided to really get into coaching, I did not have a huge family and friend base to be able to pull from, like Cindy had said. So I really had to start finding new ways to meet people, and I had to start networking out on Facebook and kind of create different pages and look in different options, I guess, on making friends. And so I started joining different groups and really started just reading people's posts and finding things that we had similar issues in common with, and started adding them to my friends list so that they would see my daily workouts. I was not overly great with my invites in the beginning. I had a huge fear of stepping out. And I did not watch my business grow. As soon as I guess I decided one day, I'm going to do this, I'm going to reach out to 3 people. And immediately people started saying, oh, I've been Facebook stalking you, so interested in what you're doing. And so my interest started growing. My first 2 coaches actually came from, my first one came, she was a friend, somebody tagged me in a post. She was talking about the 21-day fix, and a mutual friend of ours who had seen me constantly posting about the 21-day fix tagged me in her post, and she decided to join and do the 21-day fix program with me. My second coach, I had asked actually my ex-husband to post on his page what I was doing, and hoping to target a couple women that were on his page, and it worked because one of them is now my coach, and she actually just signed her first coach today, so I'm very excited for her. Another thing that I'm doing now is my boyfriend Chris and I have started building another Facebook page that's going to focus on photography and hiking, so that we can try to pull a new group of people in that way that have similar interest in being outdoors and hiking and hoping to build friendships and stuff like that. I'm also am constantly searching Facebook for different groups that might have things in common. I've joined a few single mom groups. I've joined groups on hiking. just outdoor activities in general. Just trying to find friends that I have similar things in common with so I can invite them to my page and they can see what I'm doing. Helping me is I'm staying on top of my invites. I'm doing my personal development. I was not good with personal development in the beginning and decided one day to somebody else had recommended Life's Golden Ticket, and I decided to read it. And after reading it, I realized I was the one holding myself back. I was letting the little voices in my head continually tell me that I couldn't do this or to have the fears and stuff. And as I started realizing I deserve this just as much as everybody else, I started to believe in myself and believe that I could do this. So I think personal development is really big. Another thing that I do a lot of is I watch a lot of the coaches that are very successful in Beachbody, and I try to model what they're doing on their pages, the positive posts that they're doing, how many times a day they're doing it, and just I really try to model those that are succeeding in the business and really listening to my upline coaches, and I stay involved in the Zoom calls. I get on our upper line coaches Zoom calls. I'm constantly doing personal development, just whether it be recordings of other Zoom calls, or there's a couple motivational speakers I listen to a lot. So I always plug into the Monday morning national wake up call. And I feel my business is starting to grow because I'm doing what my upline coach would do. The other thing I think is huge is we need to I've had to find my own personality and kind of discover what it is I have to offer to other people, so that I kind of have an idea of where I'm going with my business and what it is that I bring to the table and what I can offer to people. So that's pretty much all. Savannah.
I'm giving Cindy a minute to see if she had any questions for you first.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay, good. I've never gone on my phone. So I just wanted to comment that was absolutely perfect and left little questions to me to what so we'll just go ahead and let Savannah pick up there, and then maybe just at the end.
You were really choppy, but I did
get Savannah, go ahead.
Supposed to start.
Okay, go ahead, Savannah.
Okay, so I'm really bad about bullet points. When I start writing, I just kind of write. So I have mine here. I'm going to kind of go from this. But when I started to think about this on what I was going to share, I realized that my journey started before I became a coach. And I think that is part of what made my warm network colder to me, because I had tried going to the gym and doing Zumba. I had tried counting calories on my own, and I had a really hard time of holding myself accountable, and I guess basically lying to myself, because I would go to the gym and I would work out and I'd do an hour of Zumba. And so in my mind, that gave me the excuse that day I could have a bowl of ice cream or eat a whole bag of popcorn because I had worked out. And then at the end of the month, I wasn't seeing any results, and I would give up because nothing was changing. And I felt like I was, because I'd lie to myself, and I wasn't holding myself as accountable as I should have been when it came to my diet and my exercise regime. So when I tried the hydroxycut, I tried the Garcinia Cambodia and counting calories and everything, and I'd always fall off the bandwagon, always. And so I think when I started and I got into being a coach, it was because Brandon and I had been looking at something that would work for me, something that would help keep me accountable. And we had actually kind of stalked Cindy's page for about a month before I got a hold of her. And after looking at isogenics and how expensive it was, the 21-day fix was it seemed like the right choice for me, because I could do it from home with my daughter. I could turn it into an at-home business, and it wasn't going to cost me $600 to start. Losing my place. So I signed up that night that I actually talked to her, and I was ready to hit the ground running. So she kind of told me where I could go and find some 21-day fix and Beachbody stuff to start posting on Facebook and start drawing interest. And at first there was just nothing. And I think a lot of that had to do with my warm network, my family and friends, seeing how many times I had tried to lose weight before and just quit. I mean, it's really hard for somebody to put their stock into you if you're not putting it into yourself first. So like I said, I began with a few Facebook posts each day, finding pictures on Google. I did my welcome call with Cindy and my back office training. And then I got the 5-step invitation process, and I was really excited and motivated to get ready on that, to get started on that and hit the ground running. So late November is when I started inviting. And I was really excited. I was really determined to be successful. I started with like 3 to 5 invites a day, and found that I had a lot more time in my day to do more. So I increased it to like 5 to 10 invites a day. And, you know, that was exciting because I was hoping that the more invites I sent out, the more replies I would get. But that's not exactly how it worked for me because, again, I didn't have a good track record for people to look at. I hadn't started my own workouts yet. I hadn't started my shakes. I was just inviting people to something that they knew nothing about. So after a while, I started to kind of feel down. I ran out of people to invite. I was getting a lot of no's, a couple of maybes. I finally got my first yes mid-December, and it was a cousin of mine. But unfortunately, she backed out last minute, and that really it hit me hard. I got really upset and kind of down, and it was feeling like this just wasn't going to work for me as a business. And so I reached out to Cindy, and she reminded me that the work I was doing now was going to pay off eventually. One, it was near Christmas time. People weren't wanting to spend money on themselves. 2, they had nothing to go off of, and they wanted to see what I was doing first. And 3, it's not very often that you get somebody that says yes right off the bat. You have to put in the follow-ups and let them see what you're doing, and basically put the work in. So after talking to her and making sure I was staying in the Zoom calls and trying to do a little bit of personal development here and there, I started adding new friends like Cindy had suggested so that I had a fresh group. I started adding myself to new pages so I had other outlets to share my story. And that just, having that boost really recharged my battery, rejuvenated me. I finished my first round of the 21-day fix, and my before and after pictures were so exciting for me that I shared them. And after I shared that is when everything really started turning around. I started getting more interest. I started having people getting excited about what I was doing and excited about what they were seeing and asking more questions. And I got to share more of the information and what was going on. And I decided January was going to be my month. Christmas was over. This is when I'm going to hit Emerald, and this is when I'm really going to push hard. I made it at the very end of the month. I had 2 friends that had been watching me and saving up. They signed up for their 21-day fix. First part of February, my mom signed up for hers, and it's all been uphill since then. And I keep doing my posts on completely cold pages and getting new people every day that are interested. This month, I am looking at having a challenge group starting in March with 7 new challengers, and only 2 to 3 of them are family and friends.
Nice.
So it was
great
listening to what Cindy had told me in the beginning, and she said the way that she was successful was listening to her coach and doing everything her coach said. Even on days I was tired and didn't want to, I made sure I sent out my invites and did my follow-ups. So.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
awesome. Okay. All right. So, so just to kind of wrap things up, I'm just going to ask you guys a couple of final questions. So, what do you think? And Savannah, you can answer, and then Kristen, you can follow up. What are the 3 things you think that have helped you get to the point you're at right now? The 3 most important things.
Sorry, I'm responding to Marcia.
Well, and a lot of people
just kind of hit the hard road and then they give up. So why didn't you give up? What prevented that from happening for you?
I think a lot of it was plugging into my upline and plugging into you, because I remember a Zoom call we had where you had some rough times and you weren't, that's what you said you did. You plugged into your upline, you plugged into your coach, and you did what they said, and things eventually turned around. And I remembered that, it doesn't happen overnight. You've got to put in the work to see the results. And I didn't want to do like I had done in the past and give something a couple weeks or a month and then just give up because it wasn't happening fast enough for me. I wanted to put the work in. And after I had done my first month and felt the way I felt with Shakeology and seeing the changes in my pictures, I wanted to share that and I wanted people to see it. It became less about rank advancement and working from home and making money and more about everybody needs to know about this.
Awesome. Yes, I know exactly how you feel, because that's how I feel. I'm like, why doesn't everyone do it? Dang it,
yes.
Listen to me.
And it's the healthy way. Like, isogenics is all about cleansing and starving yourself, and that's not the healthy way, and you're not going to maintain that weight loss. This is how you're supposed to do it. You talk to a doctor, this is what you're supposed to do. Healthy eating, portion control, and exercise.
Yeah.
It's not a magic pill. It's not an overnight fix. It's not a skinny wrap.
That's a good point. That's a really good point, because I get a lot of people that want that magic pill. They don't want to work hard. And we just have to remind ourselves, those aren't the people we're here to help. We're here to help people that want a lifestyle healthy change. So
right. And that's what this is. I've noticed that I can't eat the way I used to, but I feel better not eating that way.
Even if you want to.
Yeah. I tried some ice cream. It made me sick. I won't do it again.
I still do that. I'm like, dang it. Kristen, so what do you have? What is your thought?
I think where it really changed for me is when I went to Super Saturday and really started plugging into the events and started doing the Zoom calls and hitting the national wake-up calls and realizing that everybody in Beachbody has a story. Everybody had a beginning. It wasn't a bunch of fitness experts. It was a bunch of other ladies and men just like us. But
exactly. And fitness experts actually probably have a harder time in Beachbody than us regular folks, because we have a dramatic story to share. Yeah. So
no, and then after going to Super Saturday is when I really decided to start doing personal development. And that, I think, doing personal development has kept me from wanting to quit, because quitting is kind of that old behavior. And I'm trying to do this is a whole body transformation. It's not just about health and fitness. It's about keeping my mind healthy and really striving to be what I'm made to be.
Great. Well, and I have to say with you too, also, the other reason I really wanted you to do this call, I've seen that transformation in both of you, where you've gone from, I don't want to say non-believers, but skeptical coming into it, not maybe fully believing it was going to do what I said it would do, because that's how I came into it, was totally skeptical. And you guys are completely 100% passionate about Beachbody and its products and Shakeology, and you guys are like walking before and after pictures that prove it works, and that it's not a magic pill, and that I think you guys both love the fact that it's not a magic pill. It's hard work, and I think you're more proud of yourself when you work hard for something and accomplish.
And the workouts make you feel good. They really do.
Well, I mean,
and it's only 30 minutes. I think that's a big selling point. It's only 30 minutes.
Right. Well, and when you feel crappy after, like, hydroxycut pops into my head. I tried that briefly. Horrible stuff. This was when I was a lot younger. And you don't feel proud about it. Like, you drop a couple of water weight pounds and you don't feel good about it. You feel pretty crappy all over. And it's not like you accomplished anything. A pill made you lose weight. So when you're working hard and changing the shape of your body, it's not about dropping weight. It's about changing the way you look, because you're getting healthier. You're leaning out your body. I mean, Kristen, your arms are like freaking phenomenal. So
I did something about that today too.
Even I'm sitting here going, that's what I've been trying to accomplish for a year and I can't do it. So it's things like that. I mean, Savannah, you've like thinned out in your waist so much. It's crazy. Like, you post pictures now and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's
9.5 inches.
Proud of. So really, really great job. Do you guys have any last thoughts you want to share before we skedaddle?
I think the big one is just really listen to the upline coaches. You need to model what you want to be, and that, you know, it's totally possible to make money, but you have to model what you've been told to do.
Yeah, and you know, we're fortunate.
Then, of course, being a product of the product.
What's that, Savannah?
Being a product of the product. That's when everything really started turning around for me, is when people were seeing the changes that I was posting.
Yep. So, and I would share that with anybody that watches this video. You know, check out Kristen and Savannah's profiles. They are products of the product. They share perfectly on their Facebook pages. They don't overshare. They're not salesy. They're very just encouraging and just sharing what their stories and what they're going through. So check it out as a right way to do things for anybody that watches this. It's a great.
I absolutely loved my mom's post today. I want to share that everywhere.
Yeah, that was great. It feels so, and that's, I mean, this is part, you guys are now just getting to that coaching part too, which is why I wanted you to share. And there's not, I mean, you feel great about your own results. When you start seeing results like in comments like that coming from your challengers, nothing feels better than that. That's why I do what I do. And that's not why I started doing what I do, because I didn't know what it even felt like, and I never imagined I'd be able to help anybody. But once you realize what you do, you actually are changing someone's life. It's so motivating. So you guys have a lot of that to look forward to in your near future. Okay, so I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. We're pushing 7 o'clock. So I want to thank both of you guys so much for sharing. And when I get home, I will be posting this on the team page. Savannah, you are more than welcome to take the link and share it with Marsha, or I think this is a great one to share with anybody thinking about coaching, because it really shares, you know, 2 early stories and the potential that you guys have moving forward. So thank you so much, everybody.
Yay!
I think everybody's going to have to hang up, so then it'll hang up on my end.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
All right.
Bye.